I'm Jose with Caddys Customs, and today I'm building a LS-based engine cover for this 5.3 on this 1980 El Camino. We're gonna go ahead and fab one up for it, just to make it look a lot nicer than what it is right now. Since the customer did go with the factory style intake, we're gonna make a nice cover for it. So we started off with a flat piece of steel for the El Camino's engine cover, and we went ahead and measured it up, got the bends we needed with our actual metal brake, and then I went ahead, set it on the actual engine, and then measured my side pieces and got those cut out and bent those up as well before I welded them up. All right, so we're on to the next step. I'm actually gonna add the other side to duplicate this one, and then we'll go and make our cut for our grills. So we're gonna go ahead and tack it up, and then we'll test fit it again. So now we're gonna measure for where this oil dipstick's at, the oil fill's at, so we can make room for it to come through the engine cover. That's about where it's gonna sit. Now we can take our measurement for where our oil fill is gonna be at, and we can measure for our grill that we're gonna put in there. Then we'll measure the whole new face to be one piece. All right, so I got all my measurements taken for where I'm gonna have my oil fill coming through, and I'm just basically gonna use a 2 3/8 hole saw, cut a hole that we have enough clearance for that oil fill neck to come through. Go ahead and use this carbide bit just to clean up the whole inside. Make sure it's completely smooth so you won't have any jagged edges for when you put the filler neck back in there. I'm just marking, trying to duplicate the other side of where I have the actual center where I'm gonna start drilling the other hole for the grills to match it up. Get my reference point. And just drill 2 more holes and then cut it with the, I'm gonna cut it with the grinder. So right now I'm just taking a measurement where I'm gonna cut with my cutting wheel, so I can actually make the big oval for the grill. So I cut these 2 circles that I measured out earlier, and now I'm gonna mark these 2 lines with my measuring tape and my straight edge, and we're gonna cut it off with a cutoff wheel along these lines so we can get the big opening for the mesh. See, now we got our opening cut out. Go ahead and grind it and clean it up. Then we can start taking our measurements for our back laid mesh and get it tacked up to match the other side. Yeah, I'm just doing it so we can have a good piece, and then I'll measure it. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark this opening here on my mesh. I cut the mesh bigger than what it's gonna be, and then I'll trim it down from there and then get it ready to get tacked on. So now that I have a rough idea about how big I'm gonna need the piece, since it's laying over from the back, it doesn't have to be exact. You wanna make it a little bit bigger so that you can get tack welds through the back side. You're only gonna see this portion through the actual cutout. So you can cut it out a little bit bigger than what it is. So now that I have our piece cut out, I can actually set it on there, see where I'm gonna be at, know that I have enough room all the way around so you won't see none of the welds, and I'll go ahead and get it tacked up. I'm test fitting it again. That way I can start getting my measurements for the actual front piece to cover up most of the intake, and you'll just see basically the throttle body coming through the actual new cover we're building for this LS. So basically I'm just trying to make this is the borderline of a template, so I can know to make the front fascia for the actual engine cover. All right, so we just finished up the engine cover for the LS swap. Now it's ready for the next step. It's gonna move over to bodywork. We're gonna get it ready for paint, get some color on there, and go from there. All right, so that was part 1 of our LS engine cover. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Caddys Custom. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and stay tuned for part 2 for our LS engine cover.